Hey everybody, Nick Thayer here with the Tactical Games Podcast. I am here with two of San Antonio PD's SWAT team members and competitors in the sport of the tactical games. I'm very excited to have Jose and Sal here with me. I'm going to have them go in, introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about your guys' self, and what you got competing in the tactical games. Start with Jose.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, it's like you said, I've been on the police department for about 7-ish years now. Been on the SWAT team for 2. Previous to that, I was just a college kid that bartended, served. I had dreams to be a police officer, so I did study criminal justice, did that. Played football 4 years at a small school at Hardin-Simmons in Abilene.
What position do you play?
Played receiver for the first 2, tight end for the last 2. Shortly after that, I got hired on SAPD on the first try. Did patrol for about 3 years, and then I directed patrol unit for a year called Street Crimes, and then been on SWAT ever since.
Nice.
Throughout that time prior to SWAT, I found Sal on social media. He was doing tactical games. It interested me highly because of the physical fitness and the shooting. So I thought I'd dabble in it. Signed up like around 2021. Fortunately, I wasn't able to compete. I had to postpone that because of an event that happened. Then shortly after that, I made SWAT. Gave my devoted attention to SWAT for the first year, so I couldn't take time off. So postponed that again. Then shortly after that, 2024 season came in. Dove in head first. Did 2 individual events, 1 team event, and then nationals. And then kind of how that started. And then shortly prior to that, I got asked to be on the competition team for our SWAT team. So did that for the first year. Was able to compete at our TTPOA competition, Florida SWAT competition shortly after that. And then was a part of the first team going to Dubai. So that was pretty cool. And now I'm here.
That's awesome.
Now he's kicking my butt.
Did you think Sal was taller when you saw him on Instagram, or when did you find out?
All right, for the record, I'm like 5'9"3/4". All right,
He is not 5'9".
Yeah, standing on top of a 4-inch phone book.
Better way to put it. Yeah.
Sal, tell us about yourself. I know a lot of people that have been around the sport for a long time obviously know who you are. You've been longer than I have. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what you do on the SWAT team as well.
yeah, so I don't talk much about work, but yeah, I've been an officer now for 13 years. Been on the SWAT team for almost 9.
Yep.
It's been a long time. Because of the SWAT comps, I actually found the tactical games. I know me and Thor were at a SWAT roundup in 2018 in the fall, and the first owner of tactical games was a guest speaker. And we were in that room, and he started talking about tactical games. And instantly, I pulled up my phone, and I was like, "Oh wow, they're coming to Reveille Peak Ranch in March." So I signed up, and in 2019, that was my first one. And since then, I was hooked. And I got into competition shooting because of the SWAT comps. I wanted to better myself to be better for the team in competition and in operations. And it actually gave me an outlet outside of playing college baseball my whole life. I needed something to kind of help me focus on staying healthy and keep my mind busy outside of work.
Yep.
And honestly, that's been the biggest lifesaver for me. And I recommend that to all like law enforcement is find that outlet, whether it be competition shooting, sports, hobbies that get your mind off of work. So when you go home, you can turn that switch off and have some fun.
And obviously we see it in military members, we see it in law enforcement officers, we see it in first responders, but immediately going to alcohol is like a very common thing that people like, I had a long day at work, I'm going to go home and crack a beer, I'm going to have something, have a glass of whiskey, whatever it might be. But we all know how much of an impediment that is to progress and like how you're masking problems with that instead of actually dealing with problems. You're, creating cortisol jumps, you're doing a bunch of different things that aren't great for you. So I've always found, and I think that in the law enforcement officers that I see that compete in our sport, they take physical readiness more seriously. They take their marksmanship more seriously and their health and wellness more seriously, which all of those things I think tie into longevity, not only as the job is going on, but after the job, and you can carry on when you're done, when you're retired.
Yeah, and I can relate to that. Like I remember getting home from like some crazy stuff we've done, some stuff we've seen, being amped up and opening up a beer.
Yep.
Open the bottle up and drinking, and it just ends to, it's a bad ending to the night. And to me, now that I have tactical games, it gives me a reason to push myself to stay at the high level with all the other top guys, and Jose included, and gives me a reason to kind of be a little bit more mellow. And when I get home, to kind of turn that switch onto those hobbies versus drinking.
And it's something I think it's cool, specifically with you, that you and your wife both compete together because it gives you time. Like you guys are doing something where you're both pushing yourself forward in the sense of getting healthier, right? Health and wellness becomes important. And then you can have a hobby that you share. And I think that's pretty cool too. Is that been beneficial for your relationship?
I think it's pushed us because she did cross country and track in college.
Yep.
So it gave her a reason to train after college. You know, she went through this lull for a few years trying to find what she wanted to do. And talking her into tattoo games was pretty hard, I'll admit. The first couple of years were tough. Even partnering her is still tough, doing team events with her. But it gives us a reason to train both of us. She has different things at work that she deals with. I have different things. And we come together for those hobbies. And we both kind of turn our stress into that and take our energy out. And by the end of the night, we're pretty tired.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's great. Jose, are you any chance of talking your wife into competing with you? Is that going to happen?
Oh, I'm hoping. Oh, she talks the most crap. Me and her go at it, so I hope that she competes one time.
It's right there. She wanted to make a bet with Sal that if she competes in the title games, her and Sal and Lupe plan to have a kid. So, I have spare guns, spare equipment, so we got it. So she's thought about it. I told her whenever you're ready, we have
She would be good. She's really fit, and I think she would do really well.
Your baby is 8 months now, 10 months, 5 months. Okay, so maybe we'll give her a little bit more time to recover, and and then that means you can compete because we've seen this now with some of our other competitors where like one will hold the baby while the other one's competing, and then that's a nice juggling act back and forth.
Maybe as long as she doesn't want to win, I think it'd be good for her to do. So.
Now, speaking of some of the other competitions that you guys do, last year I think San Antonio PD was the winningest SWAT team in the nation as far as SWAT competitions go. I can't imagine another one that won more than you guys did. So why don't you walk us through a little bit about your guys' competitions in 2024?
So kind of going back real quick, he could talk about our success, but the history of our competition team goes way beyond my time as an officer. It goes back to the 90s of like them going to these SWAT comps and doing very well. So like it was passed on by generation. So for us, like it's really important to us to do well at these competitions because a SWAT officer was killed from our team in 2003, I believe, or 2001. 2001, February 2001. He was killed in line of duty. So the trophy, so the trophy is named after him. So for us, the TTPOA trophy, it's like a big deal for us to go there and do well because we want to bring him home, which is the trophy. And what
do they call that trophy? It's got a name, right?
The John Rocky Rojas.
It's the Rock, right?
The Rock.
Yeah, the Rock. Okay, yep.
Part of that, they have an event, the Rocky event. So they have that event and the trophy named after.
Why don't you talk everybody through a little bit that's not familiar with TTPOA? Talk them through that event and what that trophy is and what that means to you guys.
That's probably one of my favorite competitions because I get to be with the boys and you get to have that camaraderie just like tattoo games. But for me in the tactical space is kind of sharing information with these guys and trying to make our team better. But that competition's a 4-day competition. There's like 3 shooting events a day. There's an O course that you have to do, which usually is pretty tough. And then you have like a sniper comp and that whole competition, super SWAT. And a lot of it's very similar to tattoo games. The physical fitness isn't as hard, but the shooting is very similar.
Yep.
And yeah, man, it's a great competition, and it's awesome to see a lot more SWAT guys.
And it's TTPOA stands for Texas Tactical Police Officer Association. Cool.
One of the cool things that they did a few years back was they had an event called the Rocky Run, and they brought this Atlas stone and they put Rocky on it, his name, and you couldn't drop him throughout the whole event. And I remember his family was there for that first time, and all of us got real emotional.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And, man, it was cool, man. It was a cool event to run through it. Man, we ran hard, and like, you know, if you drop him, it's a penalty. So for us, we gave it everything we had. Something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
I remember seeing the photo of you guys as a team holding the rock and or the Atlas stone and not having context behind it. So thank you guys for explaining that. It's really cool. So your year started out last year. What was the first SWAT competition you guys did? TTPOA. Okay.
So that one was in
No, Dubai was the first one. January, February.
Well, that's our last one, but it ends up being the first one for the
first one for 2024. Right.
So yeah, I guess we'll go with Dubai. Dubai was the first one. We got first the previous year in Florida, so that's what bought us the ticket there. They sponsored us to go there because we won Florida. So we go to Dubai. We actually did pretty well. Placed 11th out of 72 teams.
And it was like one shot that put you guys there, right? Wasn't it? There was some like one penalty put you guys out of the top 3 and into 11th place.
One penalty hurt us. They bumped us out. So, but to go up there and experience that's pretty cool.
Of course.
The venue, the place in general. I've never been to Dubai. I've never been out of the United States.
Yeah.
So that was really cool for us to experience. So that's technically ending our season, but it started the year. TTPO always happens the first week of October. So that was the first major competition. leading up to that. That's the one it's the most important to us, like you said.
Yep.
It's named after one of our fallen SWAT officers, so it's our goal, our main focus to do that. So we start training for that whenever we can. Prior to that, went in there. That was my second year of competition. So second year of that, go in there, have what was it, in Conroe?
It was in
We stayed in Conroe.
No, it was in Houston.
In Houston.
Yeah.
No, it was in we stayed in Conroe, but it was in
It was Harris County.
oh, we were
Harris County.
Harris County. I'm blacking out. It was in Harris County. So my second year there, we did really well, and we ended up coming up first in that event. So
Yep.
that's good.
And then where'd you guys head to after that?
So with that first place win, that sponsored us to go to Florida.
Yep.
So they sponsored the first team. We go to Florida.
SWAT Roundup is the name of the competition in
Yep,
Florida.
Florida SWAT Roundup. Go there, two-peat, get a first place there, two-peat again, and then from that we get sponsored again to go to Dubai.
Okay.
That's the Vegas one.
But
Yeah.
I say right before that, right like what 2 weeks prior to that, we decided to go to Prairie Fire and
Yep.
try that SWAT competition.
And now your team supported yourselves. You guys went out there just as individuals and went out there and represented San Antonio.
Yep.
But that was all on you guys to go out there and put that forward. And then what happened out at Prairie Fire?
Lots of memories and good times. It was a good 3-day competition. Different style, fast shooting, what we like.
Yep.
Less penalties, fast shooting, unlimited ammo, run and shoot plates, and then reset your plates. So I got pretty good at resetting plates.
Yeah.
But other than that, that was a really good experience. Like, what was it, 3-day competition? Was it 4 events each day?
Yeah, something like that.
4 or 5 events each day, and then after the first 2 days, we were sitting in second, and going into Saturday, because a clean slate, top 10 clean slate, pick your run order, and we ran. What was it, roughly 4 miles?
Yeah. With all of our
So
gear.
it was a ruck with all your gear. Run 4 miles and shoot 5 events.
Nice.
Between that, so we got pretty close in the hurt and the struggle,
Yeah.
and sure enough, we pulled it off in the end.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
So every SWAT competition San Antonio entered as a team last year, you guys won.
Yeah.
That's besides
It was a big
Dubai.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome though.
That's crazy, man, because you think about how long this team's been competing.
Yep.
And for us to have the opportunity to go to all these competitions, pretty awesome. And then for us to win is even better. It's like, it's one of those things you think about years from now. You're like, I can't believe we did that. You know, like that we did all those competitions for one, but the ability to do well and perform at a high level every time.
That's awesome. So you guys have already competed in Dubai this year.
Yep.
What's next, or what other SWAT competitions are you guys going to do this year?
So we have the big one, TTPOA in October, and then hopefully go back to Vegas and then SWAT Roundup. That's
Awesome.
the goal, is to kind of do those 3 again. There is TTPOA is holding a sniper competition, so I'll be doing that one
Cool.
this year. Really looking forward to that in June, I believe. And then, tattoo games after that.
Now, as individuals, what do you guys have planned for competitions? I know you're going to the World Rifle Shoot. Just found that out today. Motherfucker.
Yeah, Nick, so sorry.
Yeah. That's fine. That's
That
fine.
was a good way to let them know.
But
Nice and easy.
individually going to be doing, going to Czech Republic to do the PCC World Shoot. Got invited to that, real fortunate and excited to kind of go represent myself on the world level. After that, Heber's doing it too. He's doing
He's doing JV though, right?
he's doing the pre-match shoot.
Oh,
But,
okay.
He'll still, his score is still being counted, so I'll be able to
got it.
compare myself to his score.
Yeah. Can we make a bet now?
The 15% I beat him by.
15%? Is that
Maybe
your
more.
okay? Maybe more.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
All
I
right.
know.
We need to come up with a bet.
We should.
All right.
And after that, straight to the TTPOA sniper comp, and then 3 tattoo games after that. Hopefully doing either New Hampshire. So, which ones for all you guys watching? I want you to be there. Probably New Hampshire, Utah, and what was the other one? Ohio.
So Utah's a team event. You're going to do a team event.
Oh yeah, I got a secret partner in
A
mind.
secret partner.
He may be the same color as my skin. He may have the ugliest mustache.
Wait, what? Okay, we'll talk about your mustache later. But okay, I've got an idea now. Okay, all right, very cool,
And then nationals.
awesome,
Yes.
awesome. Jose, you got any individual competitions planned? Or I know you're going to do some tactical games. You can talk about that. But are you doing anything else?
No, I've recently gotten into USPSA though.
Yeah?
So
Is this your first of you coming out to us as an organization? Like it's usually IPSC and then
No,
no.
no.
I'm just kidding.
Gotten that bug too from Sal, so I gotten a couple local matches.
That's awesome.
It's fun.
Yeah, I will say I like shooting USPSA a lot. I'm not good at it. I find myself dragging off targets as I'm taking my second shot. It's like alpha, delta, miss. And then, but yeah, no, I appreciate that sport and what it has to offer. So if you shoot USPSA and you watch this, I'm just joking. I don't, yeah. So you'll finish the season with Tactical Games National Championship.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the goal again.
Hopefully not tear your tit off this time.
Hopefully not tear a tendon in my pec again. So hopefully I have a better season, ending to my season.
Yeah.
So
for those of you guys that weren't part of it, Nationals top 5, we down selected for everybody that competed that weekend the 11 stages. The 12th stage was one of my favorite stages of the weekend. We put everybody out there, the top 5 men's elite, top 5 women's elite, and after part 1, when we went to part 2, you went to lift. What was it, the bag or the wheelbarrow?
No, the wall.
Oh, you went to climb over the wall.
Chicken winged it.
And you came up and it was your left side.
My left tendon, yeah. Jumped, chicken winged it, and felt the pull. Didn't think I could go over it again. And I didn't think it'd be as severe, so I didn't want to make it worse.
Yeah, of course.
So I stopped. Sure enough, it was already
bad. Damn. So. And you were on track to...
Dude,
you were on track to definitely finish that in the top 3.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
It sucked. It was a shitty feeling seeing him come over to me, and I was like, what happened? I was like, did he get DQ'd? So in my mind, I'm like, how do you get DQ'd? The last stage, we're not even shooting. So I was like, in my mind, I wanted to stop because I'm like, dude, I'm not going to, like, that sucks to see him, an injury happen.
Sure.
So in my mind, I felt crappy because I was like, dude, this guy's been doing really well all weekend.
Yeah.
And to see that, I'm like, man, this sucks. Like, it's a crappy feeling,
Do you ever rub your trophy in front of his face, though? Like, just, you put it up, hang it, like, right behind where you sit at the table?
You should put it in the office.
That's a badass trophy.
It is. I was just trying to be a friend. I was like, instead of sitting here and sulking, I was going to go
cheer. Yeah.
And I knew he was on the borderline making top 3, so I was like, who anyone else to go cheer Sal? So I went and started cheering him on.
For me, I like, as a spectator, as a fan of the sport, I thought that event was really cool, and it was really cool to see everybody out there.
It was awesome, and like Lupe being there too.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Watching your guys' camaraderie, all of that—that's all important to us. Yeah. So, as a department, how have you guys seen? I mean, obviously, Jose said you found out about Sal before you knew Sal.
Yeah.
How has competition and you guys being out there and competing? How is that? Have you seen that impact your department as a whole?
It motivates guys and girls to get out there, live a healthier lifestyle, and also they learn how to train. So like we're putting out classes for patrol now, advanced courses. So we're trying to help them teach themselves how to train, because a lot of guys don't know how to train. They just go to the range like, well, what am I going to do? Just hit the 10-yard line and just shoot some rounds? Well, here's the thing. We're going to give you drills that's going to help you. It's going to expose some weaknesses. It's going to suck at first, but you're going to learn how to overcome those obstacles and be better. And I think for us, putting ourselves out there like on a national level, and guys and girls seeing us busting our butts, shooting, competing, like it motivates them to want to try to do the same.
Awesome.
And there's been a lot of officers in our department that are interested in competing and that have competed in tactical games.
That's great. That's very cool.
There's been a lot of interest. People always reach out, want to come train, come do this. So they're getting the bug and the itch to go train. It's just a matter of time for them to sign up.
And even if they never make it to an actual competition, the fact that they're out there, they're working with you guys, they're doing something to progress themselves forward, and it's benefiting their career, right? I have never met a law enforcement officer, a military member, a first responder that's not said physical readiness and marksmanship and working on those things hasn't improved them as an officer or as a military member.
And it's so fun. Like, I love this time of the year because this is when I start ramping up the training. It's fun to work out and shoot. To me, working out alone sucks. I hate it.
Right.
But like when I get to shoot, it's like, it's fun. I'm like, man, this was actually a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we make it good times out there when it's hot.
You guys pushing one another when you're out there? Is there friendly competition or not friendly? Do you guys just compete every single day?
So it's basically where I come up with a workout.
No, he'll hold on. Let me backtrack here. If I give him the workout, it's always a big guy workout. Something he's not even good at physically that he can just crush me in. But you know what I do? Is I make the shots crazy hard. If he misses, so it kind of levels the playing field a little bit.
So I typically end up programming the workout. He'll send me something, he's got an idea, so I'll tweak it. And I'll make it hard. And it's, to him, anything is a big man workout. No matter what it is. I bring the rope.
Just a little man in a big man's world. I get it.
Bring a sandbag. Oh, gee, it's a big man workout. So he's always complaining. But yeah, so I work the workouts, and he comes up with the shooting distances and the cadence, whatever. So he'll make them hard because he knows I struggle sometimes. So
one thing that really pissed me off was at Nationals, that run on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And he beat me. I was smoking him training for that all year. Like we're doing 1/4 mile runs, and I'd kick his butt. I'm like, that was easy. I smoked him. And at Nationals, he beat me. I was like, I hate this guy. He beat me. It's that I was beating him.
So what? All right. So now that's a great example. So you guys are training for something all year. It comes up, shows up in a competition. What was the differentiator in that? Why did he beat you if you're constantly beating him? Was it, the energy levels from the crowd being around? Was it like what happened?
Maybe because the assault runner screen hasn't been working for a while.
My assault runner screen's broken.
Oh, so you have no idea what your pacing
I
is?
have no idea. Yeah. No.
So assault, if you're looking to make sure that your product is good to go, I would definitely contact Sal and let him know.
No, honestly, man, he executed a good game plan, man. He shot well. He shot at a good cadence, and he beat me by, I think, like 5 or 6 seconds. And, man,
Damn.
he crushed it. He did good. So
That's awesome.
That one's a fun one.
Yeah. So let's go back now and kind of talk about 2024, where you guys competed, kind of the build up to Nationals last year. So we'll start with Sal. Sal, what were your events you competed in last year?
I love competing early on. It's really weird right now not competing in the first few events. So I did Arizona and Florida last year.
Yep.
I loved it. That was a good time competing with Kyle, Kurt, Jose, man, all like good dudes in the sport. And then the team event with Anthony. So it was 3 back to back to back. And I was ready to go to Idaho after that. I was like, let's go. And then I was like, I need a break because I'm like, I need to recharge my mind and body because I was pretty torn up after that. After that, immediately went to New Hampshire with Lupe. We won that. That was awesome experience. And then Utah with the sand. Oh man! All right, I'm never gonna forget that sand. And then after that, Nationals.
That's awesome.
I didn't realize you did that many events.
That was a lot of events.
Yeah.
So I usually do like 5 a year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jose?
My first one was Florida.
And that was not your first event, though. That was your first one for last year.
Elite.
That was your first elite.
First elite.
Yeah. Okay.
First event.
Yeah.
Besides doing, I think he'd had a skirmish a while back.
Yeah.
So that's one of the first ones I officially had done. But the Florida was my first introduction to tactical games.
That was your first event?
First one.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
Awesome. That's cool.
first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever I got on the team, he was still doing it, obviously. And I'd mentioned it to him, like, I want to do it. And people talk, and like, they want to do it, but they never sign up. So I finally signed up. Like, hey, I'm doing it. I'm signed up. You want to travel together? And he goes, sure enough. We started training for that. Did that one. Liked it. It was fun. And then
where'd you finish in that first one you did?
3rd place.
That was awesome.
Behind Kurt and him.
He was close. It was a carbine stage that costed him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The long range stage.
Oh yeah.
Did you just shit the bed on that one, or what happened there?
Closed his eyes, took a nap.
Yeah. Pretty much. Something about long range distance, and then if you had movers in there, it's just.
Yeah. We didn't have movers last year. No.
In his mind,
the targets were moving.
Yeah.
Never dodged my bullet somehow, so yeah. That was my first one. Shortly after that, me and Sean road trip to Iowa. Second one, actually no, YO.
Mm-hmm.
YO was my second one. So Florida.
Who was your teammate in the second one?
Oh, Sean.
Sean was.
Stevie.
All right, Stevie.
He was my partner. We were in par to do well, but long range again ruined our
It was a trend.
long range ruined our weekend. Me shooting someone else's target ruined my weekend.
Yeah.
2 things that are been pretty common in my experience.
What is your role on the SWAT team?
I'm a new guy.
Well, I mean,
One of
so
the
like,
new guys.
are you're an assaulter then on the SWAT team? I imagine.
An operator. You do everything. Anything. Just you got to be versatile. I am one of the rook operators. You know, the little armored skid steer that you've seen driving around.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm one of those. So
Not by the way he looks. He's actually
not because of my skin color. Just got hired on because I was on SWAT.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I get to drive that and do some landscaping here and there. Sometimes same time.
Honestly, it's the
Pretty
best tool I've ever seen. Like on the team, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Takes down houses, fences,
Whatever you need, just
everything.
gets rid of it
It's
quickly.
freaking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, does it all.
I was curious. So Sal is you're the sniper on the team.
One of the snipers.
One of the snipers on the team, of course. Right. Because you guys have 3 different. How many different teams do you guys have inside your SWAT? Or how many different? I get what would the term be for it? How many different? It's not teams, but
Positions unit. I mean,
like you guys have different units, like an ABC squad.
No.
Okay.
No, we've always had typically 2 shifts.
2 shifts. Okay. Got it.
So
Yep.
we have a day and night shift.
Got it.
We work the same schedule a lot because of training. We train almost every day.
Sure. Yep.
So we stay real busy with that and operations. And yeah, man. So
Awesome. Okay. So obviously, as the sniper, you get opportunity to shoot long range a little bit more.
Mhm.
Are you doing cross training on these guys? Why didn't you prepare Jose for the long
I
range?
freaking give.
Oh,
so
you just
much
didn't
crap.
know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you've missed second or first place twice now, by long range, and you've got a long range instructor with you all the time?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and the same goes for me too, because I got a guy that's really fit that can help me with some things, but I'm stubborn too. So it goes both
I
ways.
tried to help him, but somehow he ends up at Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's watching. Please sponsor the Tattoo Wings.
Thank you for the plug. I appreciate that. So both you guys finished off the season pretty well. Nationals, top 5 finish at Nationals. We've got your idea for how you're competing this year, but what are your goals for this year? Where do you want to end up? What do you want to do? Is it to win it all? Is it to, just advance the team forward? Is it to beat up on one another? Like, how do we see this year playing out?
All the above.
Yeah.
Man, to me, for one, have fun.
Yeah.
This is the best part of the sport, is getting to hang out with dudes like you, Ro, Stevie over there, Jose, all the guys I love being around. It's a good way of coping with things outside, being outside of work. So for one, it's have fun. And then 2, it's go there and win. I mean, if the goal's not to win, then, I show up, for me at least, at our level. And if I don't win, then I better see him win.
Yep.
So for me, it's to push myself and him to do the best we can do at Nationals. And hopefully both of us are on the podium. And if I'm third, he's second, heck yeah. Or if he's first, I'm second, like that's a win in my book.
Sure.
So that's the goal this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, same thing. Do better than last year. Hopefully finish off a complete season. But yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right. You anything else you guys want to leave us with before we end the podcast for today?
No, man, I appreciate what you're doing for the sport, man.
Oh, thank you.
Not just for me, but speaking on behalf of law enforcement officers. A lot of guys reach out and they're just really happy to be a part of Tattoo Games and to have the opportunity to come in and compete. It's a bit like I said, it's a huge getaway from work, and I'm seeing a huge trend of guys getting into fitness and shooting. And it's awesome seeing guys' Instagram stories that are going to the range and bringing in the concept machines and shooting. And I think it's overall making officers a lot more a lot healthier and better shooters. So. Thank you for putting in the work, you, Ro, and Amanda, and Nick Palacios, and the rest of the crew, James. Man, it's seriously, it's impacted our lives tremendously.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. I mean, it's a lot of work, and we do it for that exact reason. We do it so that people get the opportunity to go out there and compete, so that people have an escape that's healthy, that's giving them something that's pushing them forward. That's, it's adjacent to work, but it's not work. Mm-hmm. If you win something, you're not going to be rich tomorrow. You're not going to, walk away from anything more than what you got from the prize table. But in the pursuit of it, if you can get healthier, if you can get better at shooting, if you can, increase your marksmanship proficiency. So for law enforcement military members, if we can get them interested in health and wellness, get them interested in exercise, get them interested in just doing something that's good for them, I think it's a win. And then for the civilians, if we can create responsible gun owners that have proficiency instead of just like, yes, I own a gun that sits in my safe. Okay, well, great. Congratulations. You spent money and now you've wasted it sitting in your safe. But instead, if we can give them, hey, go and chase this, get better at it, get proficient, I think we create a better country. So that's the goal, and that's what we want to do. So I appreciate that.
I love seeing it grow just from my first year to this year. It's continually growing. Sponsors jumping in, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
thank you.
Perfect. Guys. Yeah. What is this? You just made a noise. Oh.
Thank you, Ghost, for the energy drink.